Hey basketball guys, we have news. Let's go to more Los Angeles Lakers news, but first, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave your like. Lakers fans are dissatisfied with the team's results and especially with the lineups and rotation made by coach JJ Redick. He can't manage the stars in time, the team lacks rehearsed plays, many failures in attack and training, and has a terrible defense. The cast is good and there are a few pieces missing to be favorites. But the biggest complaints are that coach JJ Redick can't make the Lakers play well in consecutive games and can't manage bad moments during games, because Redick hasn't used creativity in the rotation. Therefore, many Lakers fans, supported by some NBA analysts, the time has come to make a drastic change in the team, and the main one will be to fire coach JJ Redick. To deal with star players, you need a more experienced coach. Redick has not been able to manage LeBron James and Anthony Davis's time load and has failed to make choices when using the bench. For the Lakers to reach their 18th title, the initial step will be to fire JJ Redick and hire a coach with experience. Los Angeles Lakers head coach JJ Redick's strategies are being compared to those of Darvin Ham, who is currently an assistant coach for the Milwaukee Bucks. Ham is known for stubbornly sticking to the same starting lineup no matter the circumstances, and Redick is apparently following in his footsteps. Under Redick's leadership, the Lakers are currently in 6th place in the Western Conference after winning 20 games and losing 16 so far this season. After postponing 2 games as a result of the LA Fires, the team is scheduled to play the San Antonio Spurs next. Although the team started the season with a lot of potential, their performance seems to have dropped off lately. However, Coach Redick doesn't appear ready to make any changes to the team just yet. Lakers bench disaster. The Spurs starting 5 deserve their plaudits for outclassing the Lakers as a whole, but the Lakers bench deserves to be mentioned for their part in a putrid showing. Not a single bench player scored 10 points, going 8-28 from the field for 23 points as a unit, compared to the Spurs bench scoring 27 points, 11-25. They simply had no competence in the game and goes to show the Lakers' clear need for reinforcements. Dorian Finney-Smith's main resource is his defense, but his shot-making has been poor since joining the Lakers, going 1-4 from the field tonight. Cam Reddish has always been a poor offensive player, so the Spurs left him open and let him go 1-7 from the field. The fact that Gabe Vincent scoring 7 points on 3-6 shooting is a good game relative to what fans expect from him further exacerbates this problem. The Finney-Smith trade might take longer to play out, with the true value of him as a player coming when he's a starter alongside players like LeBron and Davis. Nonetheless, it shouldn't discourage the Lakers and Rob Pelinka from being aggressive on the trade market. The fact that the Lakers can't solidify themselves as a top 6 team in the West is a concern and guarantees the team will not be real contenders until they make moves. Lakers can't handle Spurs' second-half masterclass in 3rd straight loss. The Los Angeles Lakers were uncompetitive in their 102-126 home loss to the San Antonio Spurs. The Los Angeles Lakers fell to their 3rd loss in a row as the San Antonio Spurs defeated them 126-102 at the Crypto.com Arena in Los Angeles. This was the Lakers' first game in a week, with their last 2 contests being postponed due to the Los Angeles wildfires. The Spurs had 3 players lead them in scoring with 23 points: Victor Wembanyama, 10-17 FG, Stephon Castle, 10-16 FG, and Devin Vassell, 9-18 FG. Wemby also had 8 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 blocks, and 2 steals in the win, while Vassell had 6 rebounds, 4 assists, and 2 steals. Chris Paul had 13 points, 3-6 FG, 10 assists, and 4 steals, while Harrison Barnes scored 17 points, 5-8 FG. The Lakers were led by a strong Anthony Davis performance with 30 points, 13-18 FG, 13 rebounds, 2 steals, and 2 blocks. LeBron James had an efficient 18 points, 7-11 FG, 5 rebounds, and 8 assists, but his lack of aggressiveness was startling. Austin Reaves had an inefficient 12 points, 4-13 FG, and 8 assists, while Max Christie had a quiet 10 points, 4-11 FG. Let's look at this result and analyze the major takeaways. The Spurs scored 73 in the second half, while the Lakers only managed just 40. It was a shocking collapse at home and inexplicable in its nature. There was no single game-changing force for the Spurs or game-breaking force for the Lakers. It was a battle of attrition the Lakers were simply not up for. The Lakers scored just 9 points through the first 9 minutes of the fourth quarter, completely giving up the game to the Spurs. They held a 10-point lead with 4 minutes left in the third quarter, which was erased by the Spurs. They went on a 14-4 run to end the quarter and then opened the quarter 29-9 to seal the game midway through the fourth. The lack of competitiveness by the Lakers in the second half was shocking. LeBron James looked passive and partially engaged, while an excellent Anthony Davis performance was overshadowed by the loss. The San Antonio Spurs carefully built their roster for this season to make them competitive enough for the playoffs alongside Victor Wembanyama without mortgaging any major assets. Their moves are paying off as the veteran sensibilities of Harrison Barnes and Chris Paul have transformed how the team handles itself, especially in close games. All the Spurs starting five ended as massive positives on the night, with Wembanyama leading the way with a +26. Devin Vassell, +22, Harrison Barnes, +20, Chris Paul, +14, and Stephon Castle, +10, were all incredible. They combined for 99 points, 42-85, 49.4 FG%, 25 rebounds, and 23 assists in an excellent team display that outshone the Lakers. Paul's presence as one of the smartest point guards in the NBA has bore fruit for the entire Spurs roster. Even without Jeremy Sochan, they looked incredibly composed and organized on both ends of the floor. A career night for Castle, as a two-way rookie star, also ensured that the Spurs as a collective looked great. Lakers blown out by Spurs in second half in return to action. The city of Los Angeles has endured one of its worst weeks in history as devastating wildfires have ravaged the area, forcing the Los Angeles Lakers to postpone their Thursday and Saturday games against the Charlotte Hornets and San Antonio Spurs, respectively. Fortunately, conditions in Los Angeles improved enough for the Lakers to return to the floor and play the Spurs in an emotional night for the fan base. After nearly a week off, LA hosted San Antonio but unfortunately lost 119-100. The Lakers started the night off on a high note, racing out to a 7-0 lead that forced an early Spurs timeout. However, San Antonio quickly responded thanks to Victor Wembanyama, and Los Angeles found themselves trailing 16-12 midway through the quarter. Anthony Davis and Dorian Finney-Smith hit back-to-back three-pointers to close the gap, but Davis wound up picking up a second foul after hitting Chris Paul on his own three-point attempt. Los Angeles was able to hang around, though, and went into the second quarter trailing 28-26. LeBron James looked to get going offensively, scoring 5 quick points including a one-legged three-pointer that drew a reaction from the Crypto.com arena crowd. James drew even more cheers when he took Wembanyama one-on-one and scored on a drive to give the Lakers a 41-37 lead. The backcourt of Austin Reaves and Dalton Knecht carried the offense, with the latter coming up with a dunk plus a free throw to extend the lead to 11. Max Christie later got up for his own poster and Los Angeles ended the first half leading 62-53. The Laker defense was slow to begin the third as they allowed an 8-1 run before Rui Hachimura cut it off with a three. James then did his part to keep the team in front, blocking Stephon Castle on one end and dictating the offense on the other end. Davis asserted himself with consecutive buckets in the paint before he found Christie for another three that gave Los Angeles a 10-point lead. Unfortunately, that lead evaporated as the Lakers let go of the rope to close the third and the two teams found themselves tied 89-89. San Antonio's run continued into the fourth as they took a 6-point lead, forcing a Los Angeles timeout. However, the break didn't do the team much good as they struggled on both ends of the floor and let the Spurs extend their lead. While the Lakers tried to climb back into the game, their defense failed them and the Spurs would go on to take the win. What's next for the Lakers? The Lakers continue their homestand when they take on the Miami Heat on Wednesday and then the Brooklyn Nets on Friday.